So tonight we're knocking out another one-shot. Matt has missed DMing so much since the end of Campaign 1, the Rise of Ashtarak, that he's decided to DM this one-shot. Let's get started with another Misfit adventure.
It feels weird to be DM again. I'm sure I'll regret it. Right. So, for the purpose of this particular adventure, we are going to assume that you are all an active traveling party. So you all kind of already know each other. So just a very brief, if you can, one by one, a little bit about yourself. You don't necessarily have to be like, yeah, my name's Steve, I'm a cleric and I'm a human, but you can just kind of be like name, appearance, and just one interesting fact about yourself that maybe even your comrades don't know about yourself. Save the awkward bit of who's going first. We'll go left to right as I can see him. So is it Ivor or Yora? Because I'm talking about you. Yora, Ivor, you're first.
Oh, it's Ivor. Definitely Ivor. Yes.
Oh no. Fuck's sake.
Yes, I'm a halfling barbarian. You see a short, studded leather man, I suppose, carrying a great sword that is longer than him, hence the long shaft.
Okay. And then we have Ragrek.
Hi, Ragrek, the hill dwarf. I'm a naughty hill dwarf, so I've come down from the hills to see what I can accrue around the not so hilly areas.
Okay, and then Absol.
The name's Absolute. I am a noble. My family are a family of assassins. I'm just following the family job, in a sense. Yeah.
Okay, and then is it Arachmed?
It's Arachmed, my friend. Arachmed. Do not mispronounce my name. It is Arachmed, and you'll remember that, my friend. Okay, I'm a man of magic. I travel all over the lands. But I used to cut hair. So if you need a haircut, I'm very happy to help you out, my friend.
No.
But do not mispronounce my name.
Oh my god.
Is there a guy called Zohan?
Yeah.
No.
I was just trying to remember the
no, it's
reference. I'm trying to remember the reference.
It's going to be one of them nights.
Yeah, definitely gonna be one of those nights.
No,
I have instant
no.
instant regrets. So
I need to go be up with some alcohol now.
I'm already on
Gonna
it.
be one of those nights.
I'll be honest, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to keep this voice. It's so cold.
So the four of you have been adventuring for a little while together. You have seen some stuff, you've seen some things, you've been around the block a couple of times. You're still quite new to the adventuring lark. You're not green, but you still do have a few things to learn. And one of those things is budgeting your finances, because after traveling around for a little while together, you have now come to the realization that you're almost broke. Not quite there. You've just about got a few coppers to rub together, but you know the money is dwindling. You're kind of not quite sure what to do, how to make ends meet. So you're kind of looking at how to kind of get your finances back up to scratch. And in doing so, you've been wandering around for a couple of days around the wilderness, just kind of looking for somewhere to stop off. And you come to a town called Fishberg. And Fishberg is biggish. It's not huge, but it's certainly not like a tiny hamlet of a town. And the town itself is kind of no thrills. So it's kind of like, you've got a little bit of everything there. But everyone is, they're workers. You've got farmers, you've got people who are craftsmen, you've got people who can do a little bit of everything, but you haven't got anyone who can do anything out of the ordinary per se. The town itself is quite unassuming. So when you enter it, everyone just kind of doesn't pay you any minds. They just kind of nod as you walk through, and they go about their business. Now, in the town, you kind of have a brief look around, scout around of what's what, and you ask around to try and, in the nicest possible way, find a nice place to go on a budget. And people kind of scratch their heads a little bit, and the same name comes up a few times, which is a place called Mike's Mutton. And Mike's Mutton is a place which it's more of a restaurant than anything else, or a tavern than anything else. But you've been told that they do have like board and accommodation there if you need it. And they point out where it is, and you eventually find your way there. Now, the tavern itself, which I will show you in a moment or two, is pretty empty. It's big enough for maybe a couple of dozen people, but it certainly doesn't look to be in the best condition. It's got, you can see there's signs of old age from where the building's been there for a little while. There's wear and tear, and certainly it looks as though it's seen better days. Not only that, but it's more or less empty. And, it's the middle of the day, so something doesn't seem quite right. But you walk in, and you're greeted by a man who is kind of average height, average build, maybe a little bit slimmer in his earlier years, very distinct mustache as well. And he kind of turns to you as you enter him, and in a very kind of like monosyllabic, kind of monotone voice, just kind of goes, "Oh, hey there, how's it going?" As he's kind of drying a glass of ale.
So why is he drying a glass of ale? I'm confused.
It's like he's drying the glasses, just kind of keeping things as shiny as they can be.
Well, take one of those side of the glasses and fill it up for me, please.
Are you aged to drink?
Yes.
You're tall enough.
Don't even start with the short jokes.
I'm a dwarf. I can get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
How old are you?
It's fine. I told like this then. Yes, Brett. 1 pint of ale, please.
Do not make a fool of yourself. Yeah, that was darkness.
Hello, my friend.
This guy can fuck off. Yes, pint of ale. 1 for me, 1 for you.
Okay, sure. What does everyone else want?
Do you have anything exotic, my friend?
No, not really. Kind of has a look around. The bar itself is pretty empty. There's a couple of casks on the table, which he obviously pours the drink from, but it looks like just basic ale or cider, nothing kind of exotic per se.
Oh, fizzy bubbler. Disappointing.
This place is a waste of my time.
There's a cup of water for me.
Okay.
Well, I'll take an ale.
Arachmed can wait outside if it doesn't want to drink anything.
It is Arachmed.
Yes, Arachmed.
Arach.
Yes.
Are you coming down with something?
Do not insult me, my friend.
You just sound sick.
That's too late. The first already does that.
I
Taking a-
tell you what, why don't you guys have a seat at the booth at the back over there, and I'll bring your drinks over to you in a minute.
Thanks.
Wow.
Much appreciated.
So he just kind of
Yeah, well,
motions to like a booth near the back in the corner of the tavern. And as you walk through the tavern to the back, you can kind of, again, really see that the place has definitely seen better days. I mean, there's even dust on some of the tables there. So it looks as though it's definitely been a while since this place has been bustling with activity. But you sit at the back of the tavern in a booth, and you sit by a couple of minutes. He brings the drinks over to you, and what do you guys do?
Thank you.
Hey, buddy, when was the last time you had any customers in this place?
Well, he kind of scratches his mustache, a little bit nervous, and he says, well, we get people come in now and then. We've got a regular called Theodore who comes in sometimes, but hasn't come in yet today. It's kind of early for him. Normally sits at the stool over there at the bar, and you can see there is literally a stool that looks as though it's been in fresh use, almost got like butt cheek dips in there from where someone's been sitting there so often and for so long. But the rest of the stools are very dusty as well. And he kind of has a further think and says, well, we get a couple of people come in now and then, but business isn't what it used to be. Seems like business is drying up around here.
It's not so good for you, my friend.
No, I've got 3.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
You know of any way that we could perhaps earn some coin? We're rather broke, unfortunately.
That's a good question. He kind of scratches the back of his head nervously. It's there's not really much money to be made around here. It's more of a kind of stopgap than anything else. People come and go, but there's not really any money to be made around here, I'm afraid. Are you traveling through here then? You looking for a way to make some money, I guess.
Of course.
That seems to be, yes.
Well, I'd say that there's maybe work I could offer you if the place was busier, but it's been pretty quiet recently, so I don't really know what to say. And he kind of drifts off, like rolling a sentence, just kind of whimsically thinking about something in the back of his mind. You're not quite sure what it is, but he seems very distracted by something as he tells you this.
Oh,
Can I literally just walk out the door and scream, like, come and buy some beer? What the bloody...
You can try.
Cool. I want to attempt to intimidate the entire town to come in and buy some alcohol.
Emma,
Come and buy an ale, you bastards! Let go!
Just for fun, roll for intimidation.
Yeah. I'm scared of this. Oh shit! 23.
I've never seen this little man get that angry.
Well, I'm screaming. His face has got the same colour as we share. Fucking get in here!
So as you kind of shout to the top of your little lungs, you see a couple of people kind of look really strangely at you as they pass by and walk quicker, and a couple even just go back into their building. But there is a couple of people who are walking by together, and they kind of look at each other, and you can almost kind of overhear them saying, like, yeah, he's small, but I think we should do what he says. So they kind of segue to the entrance of the tavern, and they make their way inside.
Welcome, come in.
As they do so, Mike kind of looks bemused and confused by these two people coming into his tavern, and just kind of says, "Oh, welcome. Just have a seat anywhere." And they proceed to do so. And you come back and join the group. And he says, "Thank you. Maybe we can come to some sort of arrangement here. Why don't you guys cool your heels for a little bit, and I just need to go and take care of these guys' orders, and we'll have a talk later." So he disappears off to speak to the other people that have just come in, and goes behind the bar to get their order. And you're sitting there for a little while, kind of chatting amongst yourselves. I'm not quite sure what your next plan is or what your next step is to make some cash, but it seems pretty promising. He may have some kind of advertising work for you potentially. And after about 15 minutes or so, you hear a loud booming noise, and you turn and you can see that the noise is coming from the front of the tavern, and the door has just been kicked in, and there are 5 large hooded figures that come through the door, all with weapons. 3 of them make their way towards the bar where Mike is, and another 2 stand by the entrance to the door. And they stand either side of the door with their arms crossed, just kind of looking around. They kind of catch eyes with all of you. And the other 3 are now at the bar talking to Mike in kind of like a hushed voice, but you can tell there's an aggressive manner about them as they're talking to him.
Can
I go up to
Yeah.
the bar. Just to go say, can I go buy another, act like a normal person and say, can I order another pint?
Yes, I will accompany you.
Yeah?
But like slightly, one hand, like on a dagger, like just in case shit hits the fan, I'm prepared.
Yeah, sure. So Absol and Arachmed are going to approach the bar. Ivor and Ragrak, are you going to sit tight?
I'm going to place one hand on my long shaft.
I say dagger meant short sword, sorry.
In preparation. Don't trust those guys. They look a bit softer.
I'm going to drop a loaded crossbow onto the middle of the table.
Okay. And how close are you guys going to get to the bar exactly? Are you going to go like just right up to there and try and engage them in conversation, or are you going to keep your distance? How are you going to do it?
I'm gonna go like right beside the gent that's talking to Mike, and just say, I'm sorry to interrupt, mon ami, but can I have another set of rounds for me and my buddies?
So as you do so, there is, of the 3 people that are at the bar, there is one that is talking like directly to Mike, and the other 2 are flanking him. So as you do try and approach, one of them just kind of puts their arm out and says, "Hey, this is official town business. Do you mind keeping a distance?"
I'm just asking, can I have another round? There's no need to get aggressive.
Hey, I haven't got aggressive yet. You're the one that's pushing things, okay? Now go and sit down.
I just gone out to go order a drink. Nothing aggressive in any sense.
So I'm looking at this from the table, and I sort of shout, "Oh, I'm thirsty. What the fuck's happening, man? Oh!"
Yeah, you don't want to mess with him. He's short but fiery.
So as that exchange happens, the guy that is talking directly to Mike, he turns around and he slams his fist on the table and he shouts, I'm not going to shout because Lex is asleep, but he shouts, if you guys don't shut the fuck up, we're going to shut you up. Now go sit down. This is your last warning.
I'd like to walk up beside him and just say, excuse me, my friend, would you mind if you just explain the situation to me and perhaps I could help you in some way? If this barman is giving you trouble, maybe I can help you.
The trouble he's given us is he owes money. Okay? We're here to collect, and we're warning him that this is his last chance. So if he doesn't give us the money, then this place isn't going to be here tomorrow.
Well, perhaps you give him one last chance.
This is his last chance. He needs to give us the money by tomorrow, or the place isn't going to be here tomorrow.
Oh, I don't know.
Unless you guys are going to help him out and pay his fee, then I suggest you go sit back down.
We will help him. We're more than happy to help this man out. Perhaps you could give him some more time, yes?
Just to iterate the point that Araquet's just said, I'm going to put a bolt into the bar next to this guy's hand so he takes the hint.
I'm there still holding my short sword just in case it does get fiery.
I wasn't actually going for intimidation, but...
Yeah, I'm bored of waiting for a drink.
So the guy at the front of the bar turns to Mike and he says, are these friends of yours or something? Because this is the first time we've seen of them. And he just kind of says, no, they don't mean any trouble, do you guys? You can all sit down and I'll get you your orders in a minute.
I may not be his friends, but I'm not a fucking nightmare.
No, shut up, little man, okay? You do not know what you talk about. You're just causing problems for everybody in here. You sit down and you shut up.
Which little man?
All of you.
Oh.
You're all smaller than me, so all of you shut up, sit down.
So
We're
the
the
guy
same
at the front,
height as you.
the guy at the front at this stage, he's basically had enough. And he just basically takes a bottle of alcohol on the table and he turns around and he tries to hit Arachmed with it in the head.
Okay.
Damn it.
Whilst he's attempting to hit Ahmed, and I'm going to stick a bolt through the bottle. Just because I'm a ranger and I like to shoot stuff.
No.
Okay, do a do an attack on the guy, and we'll say if it hits, then it pierces through the bottle before it hits Arachmed.
Well, Arachmed's gonna get wet.
No.
Fred, you just took a bolt in the arse.
Oh, no.
Natural one.
No!
No.
That was with an Intico one.
Oh my days. That dice is shit. I need a purple dice.
So he gets the crossbow up and he takes aim, and the bolt kind of goes like that.
It's a bit limp.
In the meantime, this bottle tries to hit the side of Arachmed's head, but the guy's clearly distracted by what happened over at the table, so he swings, and with all the confusion, Arachmed manages to kind of duck out the way of this bottle as it comes swinging by.
The action. I draw out my sword, saying, "You want, you showed violence. I see. You want to carry on this?"
Well,
I've already
at
jumped.
that stage,
I'm running.
the guy just says, fuck it, and he kind of clicks his fingers and everyone draws swords, and we're all going to roll for initiative now.
Oh,
God damn.
Long sword in hand. Man, still butts.
Because I've lost video and everything, though.
I need to get a pen. Hang on.
4. Oh, nice.
Nice.
Us.
3. Well, that's just made up for the 1 anyway.
These
Right.
mats are awesome.
Paper.
Do you like this one?
Oh shit!
Yes. And Fallen in Love. Green dice is out again. Green dice. This time it is for good, not evil.
Right. Who got? Anyone get above 20?
Yes.
Dirty 20 for me.
Nice.
Okay. Between 15 and 20.
19.
18.
Bloody hell, all right, guys.
Nice.
So that was Ahmed with the 19
Yeah.
and Absol with the 18.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Fine. Cool. All right. Well, yeah, Ragrek is first then. I have got Ragrek here at the table, Ivor at the table 2. It's really hard to find a token for a halfling barbarian, just to let you know.
I didn't think that there was going to be a lot of halfling barbarians around.
No, not many at all. And then you've got Absol here, and then you've got Arachmed here as well. So
Of all the barbarians I've ever played, this hobbit is actually brutal. So this is going to be fun.
okay, so yes, Ragrek is first. Going to say that every kind of 2 squares is 5 feet, as per when we've done this before. So
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
lovely. So I'm going to use Hunter's Mark on the boss in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
The guy stood directly in front of Mike.
Yeah.
And then, let's hope I hit with these 2. I'm going to fire 2 bolts at him. First one's just going to be a standard bolt on 12.
That one is a miss.
And the second one, 14.
That one's a hit.
And on that, I shall cast Hail of Thorns. Just for seeing what this is any good. So what's my standard damage? So the first damage will be 1d8 plus 4. Just 1d8. 6. So 12 damage from the first shot on the boss man.
Mm-hmm.
I am plus 6, so not bad. 12, that's 16 damage on him, sorry.
Okay.
So Hunter's Mark as well. And then the other 2 are going to take 1d10 damage, sorry, 2d10 damage each. 5 on the left-hand dude.
Mm-hmm.
And then the guy to the right of Arachmed is going to take, holy shit, 13.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, hang on. They need to do a dex check. Yeah, sorry, they need to do a dex saving throw for those 2.
Oh, okay.
How bad?
13.
It's whatever your dexterity is, and there's no value given. That's odd.
What's your spell save, DC?
Mine?
Yeah.
11. 11.
Right, so I got 13 for the dex save.
Safe for the first guy then, so he's not taking the 4, he's taken half. Second guy?
15.
Yeah, he's safe, so he'll only take half, and then the boss man needs to do one as well. We don't have to throw for damage if he saves. Got to throw for damage anyway. 5, 6, 7, 8.
He got 13 as well.
Save 3 and he takes 6. Fuck's sake. I was hoping I'd do better than that, but never mind.
That's pretty good.
I'm not going to
So,
lie,
yeah,
it's pretty nice.
Okay. So yeah, you fire the bolt, and it kind of, as it gets closer to these guys, there's like hail of thorns, hail of arrows that come cascading down, and they manage to clip the guys on the side and hit the guy in the middle square in the middle of the back, and they let out like a yout of pain as it hits them. Are you moving, or are you staying put as well?
Move us out about 10 foot, please.
Okay. So about there, I think. Yeah, about there. Cool. So if that's you done, that will be Ivor next.
I would like to move my full 35 foot towards the bad guys, please.
The ones by the bar?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll put you. Let me just adjust this. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that'll take you to about here, roughly.
Just as long as I can reach one of them, that's all I care about.
Yeah, you can reach this guy here.
Okay, don't let my still bits. And I'm gonna flail at him with my greatsword. So as I draw it, I sort of, as I swing it, I pirouette with it because it's just far too big for me. And we'll chuck the first one. Yeah. Ooh, dirty 20.
Bloody
More than enough, yeah.
On the first one. So 2d6 plus 3. That is pathetic. 10 damage plus. Oh, I didn't rage. Boo. I remember that. Don't worry about it. So yeah, take 10 damage on the first one.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to use my bonus action to go, ha-ha! I'm going to roll! Like that, see? And then I'm going to make my second attack. Which is a natural 1. But I'm a hobbit, so I'm going to use lucky and re-roll, because I'm not an idiot. Plus 6. 17 to hit.
17's fine.
Woo! Eat my sword! So that will be 9 plus 2 for the rage, 11 damage.
Cool. So the guy near to Absol just kind of sees this giant sword running towards him, and then sees this little guy carrying it. And then he comes swinging and manages to clip his knees a couple of times and deal quite a gash across the top of the thigh. So, yes, very nicely done.
Try being a mini barbarian.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
Try and target the femoral artery.
Getting behind the kneecap, just watch him bleed out.
Flop around like a fish.
The lower cut on, the more the blood drops. You know what I mean? So I'm raging. I've done my 2 attacks. Yeah, cool. That's me.
Okay. I can't roll my tongue, so Arachmed is next.
These spells, fuck's sake. Firebolt.
Blank range.
That didn't quite have the same, pizzazz to it.
Finesse.
Firebolt.
Which one?
It's the man sitting on the stool.
Turn the guy in the middle.
The one at the front.
Yeah.
The main
Okay.
baddie. The main ticket.
For a 21 to hit.
Hits.
And oh my god, really? Only. Where are we looking? Is that it? Is it just 2D? Yeah. What? Oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. That is only 6 fire damage, which is shit. 6 fire damage, and if he's wearing anything flammable, it ignites. That's just what I was reading then.
Okay. Cool. I mean, he's got just like standard leather armor on, so this little bolt of fire goes bing and hits him just in the back and just kind of singes his armor, and he just kind of tries to brush it off, but it does singe through the armor a little bit and manages to hit the skin. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, that's me.
Okay. Then it's Absol last.
Yeah. I would like to attack the one in front of me.
Mm-hmm.
Can I do assassinate? Because that will give me advantage on the attack.
I believe that should be fine. I don't know the exact rules around it because I think
You
it
have
should be
advantage
fine.
on attack rolls against any creature that hasn't taken its turn in combat.
Mm-hmm.
And if you hit against a creature and that is surprised, it is classed as a critical hit.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, it hasn't had its turn, so yeah.
So with my short sword, roll with an advantage. That is 14 to hit.
Yeah, it's enough.
Is the guy occupied?
He went to the loo before he got here, but obviously, aside from that, he's in the middle of a battle. So,
Would I be able to use sneak attack or?
I should have really looked some of this up.
Once per turn, you can deal extra damage on a hit with a finesse weapon or range. An advantage attack roll. If the enemy is within 5 feet or is incapacitated. No.
We trying to cast?
No, it's not a cast. It's an ability for an assassin for rogues or sneak attack.
Oh yeah, I don't know, but what
I
is it?
remember trying to look this up before, and there should be. Bear with me a second. There it is. So, sneak attack. Does your weapon have finesse? Yes. Do you have advantage or disadvantage? So you would have had advantage because of assassinate, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Advantage on assassinate.
So yes, you can do sneak attack damage.
Alright, so that's normal 6 damage on the dice with extra 3d6. That's extra 10 damage, and that's 16 damage to the guy.
16. Okay. Okay, so out of nowhere, you manage to sneak up on this guy, even though you're right next to him. But he's so occupied, he doesn't see it coming. So you manage to hit him in quite a sensitive area. And it manages to really kind of, it's such a vital spot that as soon as you remove the blade, you can see blood gushing out of there. So still standing, but he's now kind of clutching onto his body to try and stop the blood flow with one hand with a sword and the other arm kind of wrapped around the wound.
And they don't call me an assassin for nothing.
Is there anything else you can or would like to do?
I use uncanny action to disengage
Mm-hmm.
and move to the other guy next, the right hand, the other goon on the other side of Ahmed.
Oh, very,
Okay.
very nice, my friend. Yes. You have the tongue for it.
Cool. Okay. So it's these guys' turn now. So the one who Absol just stuck with his blade is going to desperately try and get a hit on Ivor. So he's going to pull out a sword and try and swing at you for probably a miss. 3+ stuff. So we'll say that's a miss. The guy who is on the other side sees Absol coming towards him, and he likewise tries to hit with a short sword. Jesus, swapping dice. That would have been an 8, which I'm assuming is a miss as well.
Yeah, miss.
Uh-huh.
That shit.
So the two guys at the door catch wind of what's going on. One of them makes a run to Ragrak and tries to hit him with longsword. Jesus Christ, I even swapped dice. So that would be an 11 to hit.
Negative Ghost Rider.
And then the guy at the bottom is going to take his bow, reposition himself slightly, and try and take a shot off at Ahmed. That's better. 18 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that will be 8 points of damage. And
That's out of order.
Well, picking on a swordsman hasn't gone very low. Did you see?
So squishy.
You chose a sorcerer.
Yeah,
Deal with it.
Fucking, this guy's going to unleash hell at some point.
Oh, don't be. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Our Ranger's got a very high hit point, though.
That's because I put all my points in Constitution.
Fair enough.
I know.
Hey Matt, you know I'm using wild magic.
yes.
Just a reminder.
So that's based on, is that when you get a crit or when you get a, I can't remember the exact.
So
price.
every time I make a spell attack, if you want, you can make me roll on the wild magic table and generate a random effect.
You roll a d20, and on the result of a 1, you roll on the wild magic table.
Yes, sorry, yeah, on a result of a 1, yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't remember whether it was a 20 or a 1, but yeah, that's cool. That's fine. So the guy who's been leading this band runs up to Ivor and he tries to stick him with 2 knives. So he's going to get 2 attacks off on him. So one of them, Jesus Christ, 10 to hit, which is obviously going to be a miss. The other one is a lot better. That is a 21 to hit. Don't worry, it's only a knife. So that will do 5 damage from the knife to Ivor. And that is going to end this lot's turn. So we go back to the top of the round again. So it'll be Ragrag to lead us off.
And right, I'm going to fire a bolt at the boss man. Because he's already been injured, which means I get to use my Colossus Slayer on him if I hit him. 17. That's going to be like 24.
Yeah.
Yes, that's gone through. He will take, so 1d8 from the longbow, 1d6 for Hunter's Mark. Wow, 6. Awesome. And 4 Colossus Fail, so 1d8 as well. 1d8. That'll be 10 from the first bolt.
Cool.
And then the second bolt. No, I keep calling it a bolt, it's a fucking arrow. Is a dirty 20.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
Do you use a bow or a crossbow?
It's a longbow.
Ah, so yeah, it's an arrow.
Yeah. It's because I've been playing on my ranger all day at Baldur's Gate. He's got a crossbow. It's basically the same character as this, to be fair. So 8, 14, and that's another 15 damage.
Wow. Okay, so these 2 arrows,
Pretty nasty.
they managed to hit pretty much dead center in his chest. Being a little bit closer, being open and vulnerable, you managed to hit a vital spot with both bolts. So it manages to hit and pierce him. 1 arrow is in fact sticking out of him and through the other side. And you can see he's really in pain and in agony once these arrows pierce his armor. And he kind of, for a couple of moments, just kind of winces and stops what he's doing, but he regains his composure and gets ready to attack when it's his turn next.
Ooh. Can you move me, please, between the 2 I don't know if I'm going to make it that far, actually. Between the 2 stalls at the top table?
Yeah, it will provoke an opportunity attack from the one you were engaged with.
I'll stay right where I am.
Cool.
It's good, my friend.
No, actually, as a bonus action, what I'm going to do is put Hunter's Mark on the closest chap to me.
So this guy is now marked, so that's fine.
Yes, please.
Cool. I'll make a note there. Okay. Cool. Ivor. You've taken 5 damage, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Well, that's not going to happen again. I was reading my book because I'm doing stuff with a barbarian that I've never done before. So, like Brave Star, I'm going to go with the strength of a bear. Did you halve it for my rage?
No. So we'll say two damage then. So you're down to 43.
So yeah, while I'm raging, I didn't choose Path of the Berserker. I chose the old spiritual totem stuff. So like Brave Star in the old 80s cartoon, with the strength of a bear, like that, which now makes me resistant to all damage, barring psychic. And at the same time, and while I'm raging, I'm just going to beat the shit out of these guys that are in front of me still. Because why the fuck not? Flailing blades of glory. 17 to hit.
Yeah. Which one are you hitting?
Whichever one's closest to me.
They're both pretty much right there.
Cool. We hit one, and if he falls over, then we hit the other one. So we'll go with the fellow with the black cloak on my left.
Okay.
And that, that's better. 11 points of damage with my rage.
Okay.
And if it's still standing, I'm going to hit them again. Fallen Blades of Glory! 19 on the dice. And 25 to hit.
Mm-hmm.
Down. 12 points of damage.
Okay.
Just swinging my big ass greatsword around. Every time I swing it, my arm's slightly getting longer and longer.
So with these two
Orange, you've got
attacks,
yourself an orangutan.
It's bad swords! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo!
so with these two attacks, they managed to, perhaps because of the height and in conjunction of how tall these people are, you manage to work your way through their defenses and manage to chop away. This guy is now not looking great. He's still kind of holding on, but you have a feeling he's not got all that much life left in him. So another good hit or two, and it might be him done.
Awesome.
Anything else?
No, I've bonus action, the attacks. Yeah, cool. No, I'm good.
Okay, Arachmed.
Can you just identify who we're in battle with? I've been reading spells.
So, I mean, you're not engaged with anyone at the moment. They are all quite close to you, but we can say because they're distracted with other people, if you were to move, you wouldn't invoke an opportunity attack at the moment.
Mm-hmm. I like this. So those three facing us, they're all foes.
Yeah, so the one directly above you is Ivor, the one directly below you, Absol. So yeah, the other three are basically fighting against you.
Okay, I'll take a few steps back. And I'm going to use some meta magic called Twinned, and I'm going to combine that with Tidal Wave. And I'm going to cast that. It's a 30-foot long wave of water, 10 foot thick. And I want to cast it just in front of the barbarian at an angle so it catches everybody. And you've got to make what was the save on that?
It is a dexterity.
Dex save, yeah. So, for all three.
Okay. As a collective, they rolled 16 and 17.
16 and 17?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take half the damage and you don't get knocked prone. So you take half 8d8 from 2 waves. I've only got 3d8s, so bear with me. 13.
Does Ivor need to go do a dex save?
No.
That's a shame because I get advantage on them.
Fucking hell, hang on. Sorry, the first roll, 13.
Yeah, so I'm not berserk. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a bear.
13 and 19, and then the last two. Fucking 13 again, so 26.
45 damage.
45 halved, though.
So 22, 23, let's say. Okay. Does it move them?
It doesn't
or does it just, like,
move.
hit
Oh,
them?
yeah. No, it doesn't. So it hits them. It's two huge waves just come in, hit them twice. And because they pass the. In fact, I'll have to get you to throw another dexterity. Oh, fucking hell, no, because I've combined the damage. Right, don't worry about it. Yeah, no, it would knock them prone if they failed the dex save. But I should have. Oh, man, I could have got 2 dex saves out of you there.
That's fine. So from out of nowhere, this huge tidal wave comes streaking across the bar, and it knocks these 3 guys completely loopy to the point that this guy here dies, and this guy here dies too. So the wave hits them with such force and ferocity that it manages to do the guy in black in completely. His wounds are too much that he can't resist this wave of water, and the other one was pretty badly damaged anyway, so another couple of good knocks would have probably done him in. This one is overkill, so he's down too. At this point, seeing not just one of their comrades but their leader, so to speak, get knocked down, the other 3 are panicking massively. You can see on their face they've kind of gone completely sheet white, and they're now kind of looking at each other as if to say, what the fuck do we do now?
That is what I'm talking about, my friends.
I get over to a rapper and I go, "Oh, fuck nugget! They were mine!"
I steal, you kill. Sorry, my friend. What is this fuck nugget?
Anything else?
Bonus. No, I've used it. Yeah, that's fine. That's me done.
Okay. Then Absol, it's your turn.
Can I see if they still want to fight?
You can engage them in conversation if you like.
Oh, behave.
We just took down your leader. Drop the swords. And basically either sod off or start working for Mike. In a sense of just like, nah, either, drop your swords and fuck off, or actually be useful for once. Actually,
do a persuasion check for me.
that is a 13 plus 4, so that is 17.
Okay. So the one nearest to you, who has almost kind of become the de facto leader of this lot, because the other 2 are kind of looking towards him as if to say, what do we do? He's still got his sword up, and he kind of looks at his partners, and he kind of looks at you and says, if we throw our weapons down, will you let us go peacefully?
I will.
No.
You can't answer for the dwarf.
If we put our weapons down, we can tell you information about who sends us.
That's better.
They can enter the pockets too.
Yes.
Yes, I like this plan.
See, if you let us go, we'll drop our weapons now.
Manner.
Yeah. Oh, go on then.
No, manner.
And empty your pockets.
Okay, we'll do it. And he kind of looks at the other 2 and gives a kind of reluctant nod, and he holds his sword up and drops it to the floor with a clang. And the other two kind of almost kind of have second thoughts, but they likewise drop the weapons on the floor and kind of put their hands up in front of them.
See, it wasn't that hard, was it?
Kill them all.
I'm still. Are you actually going to go do this to me?
Firebolt.
No, we need the information, and you're going to be doing this.
I just said one.
I promised him not to kill him.
No,
And
this
you're
is
gonna-
to have some fun. Only one of them is allowed to lose.
Choose which one. Make a decision.
No, let them choose.
Yes, this is what I was saying.
Round one, fight.
You're actually going to do this. To me.
Make the decision, or I will kill all of you.
Well, technically, it would be their turn.
Shit.
So hearing this, the one at the bottom, he's like, "Fuck this! I'm out of here." And he goes, and disappears. So he's gone. So it's just these two left, and they kind of look at each other, and they're like, "We do." and he says, "Listen," the guy at the bar. He kind of says, "Listen. We can't choose." And he starts to kind of motion to the other one, and is just like, "Look, come here." And the guy kind of turns a little bit like this, and then this guy jumps over the bar and says, get him now, quickly."
Oh, what?
And the guy's just like,
What
the fuck?
What a
That was a
loser.
stupid move.
What a loser.
Okay,
This is
Okay.
pathetic.
I can see what's coming here.
Okay, I killed this one behind me.
In your turn.
Yeah, what's
In
going on?
a still turn-based.
Yeah, what's
well,
happening?
I mean, it's the top of the round because these guys have kind of been debating between them what to do and kind of running off and stuff. So
It's not actually my
yeah, it is the beginning of round 3. So Ragrak, if you
I'm going to draw my battle axes and charge at the munchkin right next to me.
Why did I even bother my arse?
I'm sorry.
Persuading.
Yeah.
This is going to strike a conversation in a second. Because I'm going to use
Sir,
both
my
attacks,
drink.
and I'm fighting dual-handed.
Basically, we've just given one of them cover.
So
That's all that's
12.
happened.
Oh no, natural 1.
Well, in all
sorry,
fairness, the one
13,
that's jumped over the bar with Mike,
17.
the smart one.
Yeah, 12, 13, 17.
yeah, they'll all hit.
Oh, you fucking joke. Right, hold on, I need to pull up my screen. So the first one.
I don't have enough alcohol for this shit.
Ooh,
I'm sorry, Ray.
so
Don't
it's
apologise.
11. So 12 damage from the first hit. Right, now because I've damaged him, and I've still got 2 more attacks, do I use Colossus Slayer on both attacks, or just one of them? Is there
Colossus Slayer is once a turn, right?
It's an attack with a weapon once per turn. Well, I'm attacking double-handed with the same weapon.
It still only counts as one.
It is only one, isn't it?
Yeah, just one swing.
Yeah.
So I'll roll 4d8 and 2d6s. 3d8. Sorry. So 6. Hang on. What's my plus? It's 3. Yeah, 3. And he takes another 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. Run out of fingers. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Another 23, please. Ouch.
Okay. So this guy just completely unawares, he's got his back turned to you. So, you manage to clip him several times and pretty badly as well, to the point that you can now see this huge gash across his back that is now dripping blood. And he just kind of does that thing where you kind of go like, and he's kind of trying to reach.
You bastard!
And he's in like an awful lot of pain right now. He's still standing, but he's in a lot of pain.
It's not going to last for long.
Just took 30 odd damage and he's still there. Ouch.
Orcs.
Yeah,
He looks like a half orc. Yeah, sturdy motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Is it the crazy little hobbit's turn?
Yeah.
I sprint over, and I dig my sword into the floor, and I spring up with it and raise it above my head, because all the rest of the time it's been flailing. So like you swing, like Thor uses his hammer, I swing it and take off. 24 to hit.
Yeah.
Hey! 9, 12, 14 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Tell us how you do it.
Oh, dude.
So flying through the air, I realise I'm still only 3.5 foot tall, so I don't really get that far off the ground. Swinging the sword and chopping him off just above the kneecaps. As he drops to the floor, I'm now looking him dead in the eyes. I grab him, look him, go, and drop him on the floor.
Sick.
Oh, no way.
Okay. I mean, that's basically the end of combat. So you got this guy who's kind of jumped behind the bar, and he's been kind of cowering underneath it the whole time, waiting for you to dispatch his comrade. And now that he can kind of hear the silence across the tavern, he kind of pokes his head up and looks over and can kind of see you guys all just kind of catching your breath from the fight. And yeah, that's about it. What do you do?
Fireball.
I will go up to the poor fecker. After our conversation got cut up by the human, per se, you said that you have information.
Yeah, I can kind of lead you to where all of this kind of, who sent us, who sent us here.
2 seconds.
Who did send you? Or are you gonna go lead? Or is he gonna lead us?
Well, I don't feel I can go back there, because if I go back there and I come back with you guys, then I'll be dead.
You listen here, my friend. You will do as you are told. We have spared your life. You will do it. You do as he says.
Are you with me?
Yeah, I'm supporting you. That's what you were saying, wasn't it? You wanted him to take us somewhere.
No, it's not. I said what? No, I asked, is he going to, or is he going to tell the information I was asking? Matt.
Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you where we were sent from. But I can only, you promised me my life. So if you let me go, I won't come back here. But I'll tell you who sent us.
Maybe.
Trust them.
You want to go do?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of point in me. I don't trust a lot of people, but my insight is -1. But I'll give it a go.
You do so, mini man.
Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I'm a hobbit. That would effectively be 0. It's still only 9.
9 on insight. I mean, even with that, you can kind of tell that he knows the kind of position he's in. So, you assume pretty comfortably that he's telling the truth and that he'll point you in the right direction and he won't cause you any more trouble.
Okay, I sort of let him know. It's like, I may not have a lot of money, but what I do have is a certain set of skills.
No.
And I do like to be. I will find you, and I will kill you.
Horrific way.
I can't keep you serious with the high pitch, Quill.
I think that's the point.
He just holds a hand up and he says, I promise on the word of my father and the life of my mother, I will not lie to you.
Yes, go on.
I'm guessing Liam Squeakerson's your idol, yeah?
I will come after you. I will find you, and I will kill you. You're right, it's not that threatening, is it?
Continue, my friend.
Okay. So all I know is that we were sent here by a guy who runs a tavern on the other side of the town called Johnny Presto. And as he says the name, Mike just kind of goes, oh God, this guy. And he kind of, the guy says, look, we were taken to the tavern and we were tasked with coming here by Johnny himself and by another guy, but we never got a look at the guy. He stood in the shadows the whole time and we didn't get a look at his face, but we were sent there by the both of them. So that's where you need to go. They've got the beef with you.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And I'll go talk to Mike. I said, if any chance, you can try hire this guy if he still wants to earn a living.
No, my friend. No loose ends. Firebolt. No loose ends.
Are you going to go turn heel or villain?
No loose ends.
Since the beginning.
He's given us the information.
Oh, I can't believe this.
Firebolt.
Oh, yeah, it's your character.
Is everyone just happy with him firebolting this guy to death?
Not really.
I'm sitting back. I'm picking me teeth with me.
Next.
I'm right now having mid-conversation to Mike to see if he could employ the poor fucker.
Listen, my friend, you leave this man alive, and before you know it, he come back with 10 other men and kill you and rape your family.
I don't know.
No loose ends. Trust me, I know from experience.
Well, you guys are
With the family.
adventurers, so what do you think? I'll trust your judgment.
I'm too busy cutting the ears off the orcs. You crack on.
Holding a fireball ready.
Yeah, too far away for him to stop him.
I'm like there probably because I'm more closer to any of them. To both the guy and the bartender says, it's your establishment. If he has promised to, not change his ways, but, to stop, it's your establishment. If you want to employ him, that's down to you.
Mike just kind of turns to the guy and he says, so will you work for nothing? And the guy just kind of looks at him and says, sure, Yeah,
Nice.
if it means I live. And Mike's just like, okay, I bring you on probation. And he's just very like grateful, and he's on his knees, and he's like, oh, thank you so much.
You are fool.
And so Mike just kind of says, yeah, can you just kind of sweep up the mess you guys made, and the mess that is your friends. So it goes to it. And as he goes off and starts to clean up his friends that are left in pieces, Mike just kind of starts like rubbing his face. And he's like, I should have known it would be someone like Johnny. Johnny's a tavern owner on the other side of town. And me and him have always had beef. And I didn't think he would be capable of doing something like this, but seems like he doesn't want any competition at all. I don't suppose while you guys are here, you could maybe pay him a little visit for me, could you?
No, I'm off.
Well,
Would you like to know where he is?
On the other side of town. That's what it's told me.
What is it for us? We mentioned to you before that we really have no money, no coin. I understand you have no coin. How will we benefit from this, my friend?
I want to mug all the guys that are laying on the floor.
Sure. So working in reverse. So let's say you loot the bodies that are still there. Between everyone that's left there, they have about 5 gold between the 3 of them. Not much cash, but a little bit. I mean, it's much more than what you've seen between you in a long time. So 5 gold between the 3 of them that are left in the tavern. And Mike turns to Ahmed and he says, "Well, listen. I mean, I haven't got any cash at the moment, but he's tried to take me out. So if I return in kind, there'll be less competition. So maybe I'll see more business. So maybe I can give you a cut. Plus, you can take whatever it's in his till once you take care of him."
I like this. You keep picking up the coppers. I will take 50%.
Well, we'll take 50%.
You will not take. You will take the coppers. I will take 50% of the business.
50% of what I make?
Profits.
It's Dungeons and Dragons, not Dragon's Den.
Well, I don't know about 50%. I mean, I've got like 3 kids that I need to feed and a really needy wife as well. So how about we give you maybe 30%?
Make it 40% and you have a deal.
Roll persuasion.
Oh no.
Fuck you,
Oh man, I rolled a 5, but I get a +7, so 12.
Well, look, I'm kind of in a desperate situation, so okay, let's do 40.
Fantastic. Let us shake on it, friend.
Okay. So, yeah, he's basically tasked you with going and paying a visit to Johnny Presto, who, is on the other side of town, fellow tavern owner, fellow restaurateur. Shall we pay him a visit after a short break?
No!
Save us.
Sorry.
So, bone face.
He has
So-
returned.
The guy who basically attacked Mike's man has given you all some information on where to go next, which is a tavern across town called Johnny Presto's. And before you leave Mike's tavern, he decides to come along with you. He leaves the guy in charge, presumably a little bit hastily, because this guy tried to basically shake him down for money not 5 minutes ago. But when questioned, he basically said that he has got beef with this guy. So if you're going to go and press him and speak to him, he wants to be there with you as well. So as you're making your way across town, is there anything you want to speak to Mike about, or do you just want to crack on with business?
So, well, have you got beef with Preston?
Well, it's more like he's got the beef with me, to be honest. I never did anything to him, but he always tries to one-up me at every stage. We've basically opened our taverns at the same time. He's always been more charismatic, more good-looking. He's always managed to bring in more business, and I don't get anywhere near the amount of people that come in my door that he does, but I guess he just doesn't want me to have any customers.
He seems to be the better businessman, my friend.
No, he's a slimy guy. Trust me.
That's business.
There's business, and then there's underhanded tactics. I mean, like, he's a magician, and he puts on these shows all the time, and he has musicians come in, and you know, he just he puts me down at every opportunity he gets, and it's not my fault. I'm not talented, you know.
So we're going across town to fight a magician with a gang of bards. That's what that sounds like.
That sounds cool.
Just sure you're going to get seduced.
So if I walk in juggling acting, do we all get an advantage?
We'll see.
He ain't putting me in a box and chopping me in half.
I think we have your head sticking out on one side and our Ahmed's leg sticking out the other.
I mean, in all fairness, I probably wouldn't fill the box, so I'll probably only loop myself at the ankles.
As you're kind of trekking through town, Mike just really makes it clear that, you know, this is none of his fault. He seems to kind of get across the point that this Johnny is a very arrogant, very kind of, you know, he's an asshole to Mike, basically. He's always tried to kind of one-up him, always tried to, you know, put him down at every opportunity he gets. And so, you know, this kind of tactics, he thought wasn't within Johnny's means. He thought he was better than that, but he's still kind of gone down the dirty route, so he wants to reciprocate in kind. Doesn't take very long to get to the restaurant or the tavern, and you can see it quite clearly. Is almost, even from the outside, the polar opposite to Mike's place. It's got a large sign above the door that says, "Hey, Johnny Presto's." And it's got really nice architecture to it, you know, huge building, large, much larger than Mike's establishment. And it looks cleaner, fancier, everything. The one thing that does intrigue you is it's kind of, by the time you've kind of gotten yourselves together, had a sit down, let's say you had something to actually eat at Mike's as well, by the time you get to Johnny's, it's early evening. So it is dusk, and people have started to lit the lanterns to create some sort of light in their homes. And Johnny's looks like it's not open from the outside. There's no light emanating from inside. The door's shut. You can't hear any noise coming from outside. You are still outside the building, of course. So but you can't hear any noise coming from there. And the way that Mike's put this place across is, you know, for as busy as it is, you would think that there would be people coming and going at this stage, because it's kind of like peak business hours for somewhere like this. But it looks like, for all intents and purposes, it's empty.
I look through the window to see if there's anyone, you know, inside.
Yeah. I mean, without even doing a roll, you can just peer through the window. There's quite large, clear windows. So as you approach one, you can see inside, and yeah, there isn't a soul in the place.
Are you sure we're in the right place now, Mike?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but don't know why no one's in there. That's real unusual.
I have a stupid question. Are there any animals around? Anything will do.
Okay.
I mean, you could probably find like some rats running around, or maybe like a stray cat, maybe.
Cool. So I'm gonna use my fucking abilities here. It might take a while, lads, because I've got to do it ritually because I'm not that keen with magic. But it's all right. I'm gonna cast talk with animals to have a chat.
Because how halfling?
To have a chat with a little rat. So I'm gonna go, can I borrow you for a second? Thanks, mate.
Oh God.
And then I'm going to hold him, and then I'm going to cast. Once I find the name of the spell, I'm then going to cast, because all of this stuff is just like totally new to me. Beast sense. So I see what the rat sees, I hear what the rat sees, rat hears, etc. So I now cast that, and I send the rat in, and can I get in through a door, or is there a hole, or what?
Well, yeah, I mean, you could probably quite easily fit through either like underneath the door, or there's like going to be cracks in the woodwork here and there that he could fit through. Yeah.
Okay. So as the rat, I'm gonna run around inside on the floor in the tavern.
Okay. How long does it last for? I'm just looking it up.
1 hour.
An hour. Okay. So you go into the tavern as the rat, and once you walk inside, even from obviously the outside, you could tell there's a completely different style of place, and inside it proves you're right, because it's a sprawling tavern. There are tons of tables, really plush leatherwork on the chairs, really nicely decorated on the inside. There is a small stand as you go into the left-hand side, where there are some instruments set aside for people to perform. The bar itself is very long, takes up a large portion of the tavern itself. And you can tell that at the best of times, this place would be busy, but doesn't seem to be in the tavern, like the main tavern itself, anywhere, any sign of anyone at the moment.
That's as blood as empty. Mike, where is it empty?
I don't know. It's normally full of people. It's real unusual for it to be empty like this time of day. I suppose the only thing we can do is go inside, find out what's going on.
Let's see.
All right then.
I can try and pick the lock. Do you want to go from the front entrance or the back entrance? I'm going to go talk to the
Only
group.
a arachnid goes in the back entrance.
Bob has got the rear, not arachnid.
So I click myself back, and I pat the rat on the head, and I go, "Cheers for that, buddy boy." I'll send him on his way.
Why is he touching this filthy animal?
Just to get you all that information, you ungrateful.
Absolutely disgusting creatures. You picking up dirty rats.
I think around was a little fucking worse.
Oh, you stink.
So, again, front or back of the tavern?
Shove something up his back.
Can I do a visual inspection of the sort of upper levels of the tavern, if it has got an upper level?
What, from the outside?
Yeah,
How would you do that?
just look up and just see if there's anything of use, or I can see anything through any windows or anything that will help us in any way.
Well, there is a second level because it's kind of like got lodgings there, similar to Mike's place, but more extravagant ones. I mean, from the ground floor, you wouldn't be able to see inside any of the windows, but likewise, you can't see any of the rooms with lighting. So it doesn't look like anyone's lit anything to illuminate the rooms. Potentially, there's no one in any of those rooms upstairs as well.
Can we throw the halfling up through one of the windows?
If he's willing, or if all of you grab him at once.
I don't think if we give him a choice.
Yeah, let's chuck him up there.
Can't open the door, may as well go through a window.
Oh, my strength is -1 anyway.
I believe mine's not. +4.
Are we doing this?
Should we go for it, Ivor? Go sword first.
I've already said no, but you've all got fucking pick on the.
He is only small. He will not do anything
You can grapple if you like.
Get the fucking hands off from me!
Be quiet. It will be all over in just a short moment.
Don't fucking do it!
Got a strength test.
Are we doing combined strength?
Are we gonna?
No.
Is it all 3 of us or just 2?
Oh, I don't know. What are you doing? What are you doing, my friend?
I'm not waiting for an order to open the door from the front or back of the entrance.
No,
we standing here in a lockpick.
Yeah, no.
Throw the gunner through the window.
Yeah, we throw the child first.
1 for the money, 2 for the fire.
18.
3.
18 and a 3.
So as he lets go, I spin around and round with this halfling in my arms. And he hits his head on the door.
Let's do something like that. So you've both kind of got him, 1 arm and 1 leg each, and you do the 1, 2, 3. But because of Ahmed's lack of strength, it kind of goes a bit wrong. So he lets go a bit too early, and you end up pivoting that little bit too much. So instead of throwing him up and forward, you kind of throw him across down the dirt road. And you manage to get about 5 feet distance, but it's just completely the wrong direction.
It's just his body just flaying through the air, spinning through the air.
After I've skidded down the road, I sort of stand up and draw my sword and go.
Quick, run! We are sorry, my friend. We are sorry. Please do not harm us.
Aim him towards the door.
While this is all going on, Mike turns to Absol and he says, You said something about wanting to go through the door, right?
Sensible.
Either the front entrance or the back of this establishment.
He literally pushes the front door open and says, well, the front's open.
Fucking throwing names about.
Well,
Ahmed, regret your
I apologize. I apologize, my friend. Maybe perhaps we should have tried the door first. Yes, it will be the first choice next time. I can assure you.
Okay.
well, we could have done that in the first place.
Plan B, next time we listen to Absol.
You should not be using language like that, my friend. You're too young. You have a long way to go. Manners don't cost anything.
Can I go past?
Related to darkness.
Can I go and pass either my water ski so we can wash the dirt off his face?
Sure.
Right. So we've established the doors open then, yeah.
I'm just trying to be polite.
I pissed at everyone. I walk in, I go behind the bar, I just raid a bottle or something, and
Being a dwarf, I'll follow him.
you can fuck off.
As soon as I walk in, I will go blend into the shadows. So I will probably stealth, being a dark elf.
Okay. Let me do this then.
Actually, my stealth is pretty good.
That's mine, actually, oddly. Wow.
So this is kind of what we're looking at. So the inside of the tavern is much, much larger than Mike's. As soon as you walk in, you can kind of see his face drop because he's like, oh, I wish I had this kind of place. And again, you can see that the place is really, high end, decent furniture. Obviously, the instruments in the corner for a kind of area where people can do a sing-song. And it just looks nice and attractive from the inside as well. So where are you guys going? What are you guys doing? You're Absol sneaking into the darkness, so I'm guessing you're kind of like hugging a wall somewhere.
You're hugging him while just doing a parole check to see if there's anything suspicious.
Not hiding, not doing anything. I am behind the bar. I've raided a bottle, and I'm drinking.
Okay.
Being thrown down the road.
I'd like to accompany Ivor, and as I jump over the bar, I notice there's a fireplace. I would like to inspect it thoroughly.
Oh, for the love of F.
So what I would say is, Ragrak, are you with them, or what are you doing?
I'm going to go and sit at the bar and wait for one of them to serve me.
Okay.
I got to assure you, it's not going to be me.
After you threw him in the dirt.
You just threw it down the fucking road.
Oh, well, my fault. Fucking Ahmed, let go.
Excuse me, do not blame me. It was not my fault, my friend, it was joint effort, and you did most of the throwing, from what I can remember.
Is the Ratmeg currently got his head in the fireplace?
Well, this is the thing. So,
fucking shove.
As Ivor and Arachmed make their way around the other side of the bar, they spot something really unusual. Something that they wouldn't have seen from the far end of the tavern, which is this.
Oh, shit.
Lots and lots of blood. So there is a huge streak of blood on the floor behind the bar itself. And there are splatters of blood across the floor with boot prints leading to a large door near the back of the bar.
Is it a really big pile? And like
it's pretty big, yeah. I mean, again, kind of every 2 squares is 5 feet, give or take. So, it looks as though, yeah, there's been a lot of blood spilled on the floor.
Cool. As Arachmed is walking in front of me, I put my sword in between his legs and trip him up.
Do I make a dexterity save for that?
Yes.
Dirty 20.
Okay.
I've
So
got 22 for stealth.
sees the sword coming and just kind of does a little hop over it, and he goes, "You have to get up pretty early in the morning, my friend, to trick me."
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Now, so Absol is stealthing.
Yeah, I've got 22 in stealth.
So you kind of managed to find part of the tavern where I'm going to turn my laptop on. Hang on, battery's going to run out. So you find part of Tavern.
Don't know how that feels. Don't
You
know.
don't even say a word, Dan.
Oh yeah, shit. I didn't know. Yeah, so when it
So you managed to creep along and managed to hide pretty well in kind of between a stool underneath the bar, and you're kind of checking out for clues to see if you can find anything. Mike starts to wander over, and he can kind of spot the footprints, and he can spot the blood from over the bar, because he can kind of see that those of you behind the bar have kind of stopped and kind of paid attention to this. And so he's kind of come over to have a look as well. And he sees the blood, and he's like, oh no, what could have happened? And he kind of looks around to try and look for someone. And he's like, I kind of hope this is Johnny's, but not really. I don't kind of know how I feel right now. And as he says this, there is a couple of figures that emerge from the door at the back here. One of them looks very similar to the guy that ran out of Mike's Tavern not more than a few hours ago. And he's accompanied by a man who has white hair, slicked back, an eye patch, and he's wearing a white suit and carrying a long staff with him. And as he walks out and he sees all of you there, for a moment, like a split second, there's an expression of shock on his face, as if he didn't expect to see anyone here. And then after that split second, without missing a beat, he goes, oh, hello. I'm afraid you've caught us in the middle of redecorating. Were you the painters by any chance?
Yes, I'm gonna paint the wall with your blood!
what a funny joke, my friend. Fantastic. He's got such a great sense of humor. We are here. Yes, we are the painters that you requested.
Ah, good.
Sorry. Just talking to him like normal.
I'm gonna ready up. Fuck it. Ready the fuck up.
Asshole.
You're having dramas with it. I had dramas with it when I used it. It's just like
The giant.
You didn't say that he was 40.
Yeah, it does for some reason. I don't know why.
Big.
So the guy in the white suit, he kind of looks at all of you a bit confused and says, well, I don't recognize any of you. What are you doing here? You're early if you're the painters. Could you maybe come back and give us 5 minutes?
We are.
I read Prestos.
For what?
Sorry, I interrupted.
Do you happen to know where Presto is?
I'm gonna stop the screen share for a second, see if this helps. Presto, who is Presto? Oh, the owner. Yes, he's gone on a, what do you call it? A sabbatical. That's the word. I'm afraid he won't be coming back for quite some time. So,
Terribly sorry about that. Doesn't mind if I just walk through that door.
Actually, yes, I do mind. What do you hope to achieve by looking through the door exactly?
It's where my paintbrushes are.
Yes, we have been told that the paint has been left in this room, and we know exactly where to find it.
Exactly, sir.
Yes.
And the ladders.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, the ladder. I need a ladder, so I'm in the shop.
Well, I didn't seem to find any ladders here.
I know exactly where they are. I'll quite happily go through, no problems.
So as you're kind of trying to sell this to him, he turns to his colleague, who basically is kind of not cowering behind him, but is kind of trying to hide himself behind the guy in the white suit. And you can see that he's kind of whispering something to him as this exchange is going on. And the guy in the white suit goes, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And Mike, while all of this has been happening, he's been kind of looking over everything and trying to find something, try and find clues, try and find what it is that's kind of caused this blood to appear on the floor. And all of a sudden he realizes who is there, and he turns and he says, Mr. Fishberg, what are you doing here? And the man in the white suit, similar to when he came in and he saw all of you standing there, this kind of look of shock appears on his face and the color drains from his face. And he says, Mike, I didn't expect to see you here. Do you And he says, no, these aren't painters. What's been going on here? I don't understand. Why is there blood on the floor? What are you guys doing here? I don't understand any of this. And there's kind of almost like a standoff where the two of them are kind of both going, like they don't quite know what's going on.
Oh, fucking Mike. Fucking, what a dick.
So fantastic with a shithead. So come on then, Mike. Ooh, the facts. Ooh.
Well, this is Mr. Fishberg. He owns most of the town, and we pay him rent, but I don't understand what's and then in the middle of this, the guy cuts him off and he's like, oh, okay, you're not going to let this go, are you? Okay. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I didn't have a choice. I didn't have any other option. You guys weren't selling, so I had to do something about it. And at this point, Mike's still looking really clueless, and he's like, what do you mean you had to do something about it? And he says, listen, none of your businesses are really making that much money. And I'm a man all about business. And if I'm not making any money, then I'm not happy. So you wouldn't sell, and I had no other choice but to evict you from life. And Mike's like, what? And he says, listen, I have been talking about selling property around here to try and bring more of an income to the town. You know, these kind of taverns and blacksmiths and leather makers, they don't make any money. Not really. It's all about amusements and entertainment. And, you know, so I've basically gone ahead and sold your land without, I suppose, double checking with you that's okay. And I thought rather than just kind of go ahead and just ask, I just, evict you. I hope that's okay.
How much did you sell the land for?
Oh, well.
What's our cut?
Well, I am 40% of Mike's business, you see. So 40% of whatever you sold will be coming to me, my friend. So
I don't understand. I don't understand why painters would want so much money from property ownership. That's a very strange thing. No,
Business, my friend.
It's a side venture of mine, I've been saving for many years, and
while they're all talking to him, etc. I sort of walk up and I sort of look up at him, and I want to headbutt him in the nuts.
just straight out headbutt these nuts.
As we kiss the nuts.
Okay.
He's such a clown. He's so funny.
I can't believe he's teabagging himself.
I'll allow it. Go on then. Make an attack roll against him.
Unarmed strike. 18.
Okay. That will hit. So yeah, roll for damage.
Well, that's all right. It's unarmed strike, so four bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So as you walk up to him, he just kind of looks down at you and says, "Oh, hello, child. How can I help?" And you nut him in the nuts.
Oh dear.
And
Nobody told you talk way too much.
Let's fight.
and yeah, you hit him square in the nuts, and he's like, "Ow!" And then he just kind of looks at all of you one by one and says, "I see we're not going to get anywhere with this, so that's why I have a contingency plan." And he opens up the door behind him, and from out of the door comes these two huge, like monstrous figures. They are about 9 feet tall, a good few feet wide, and they look to be made of meat, like literally meat minced together and made into human form. There's no features to their faces. They have appendages like legs, arms, everything, head, but they look to be kind of moving on instinct rather than actually logic.
A rat man. Family reunion.
Stupid child.
So now I've got the map set up properly.
Yeah.
This is the scene. You've got these two giant sacks of meat that have come out of this door from behind these two guys.
Giant sacks of meat.
Yeah. Aren't we all, though? I mean, no, let's not go down that route. So, yeah. Let's roll for initiative one more time.
One more time. One more time.
Do I get my readied attacks first? Ooh.
Do I get to use lucky on initiative rolls?
Not an initiative, no.
What does it say?
Not bad.
No, I'm just about to find out.
So the ready attack, what do you want to do with that?
I'll put Hunter's mark on the closest monster and stick 2 arrows in his face, because why not?
No, that's a no. I don't get to use lucky on an initiative roll. Cool.
You wanted me to roll, Matt?
Yeah, go for it, yeah.
So, you fucking dancer. I think these are both going through. 23 and 22, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
So 5 plus 4 in it. Sorry, dude. Yeah, plus 4. 8 and 10 and 12. 26, mate. For that one.
Off the bat.
Oh, so yeah, these 2 arrows streak towards this giant kind of lump of meat not far from where you are, and they manage to sink into it. But the thing itself doesn't look phased whatsoever. It doesn't even kind of register the pain or look down at the arrows themselves, and just kind of stands there. What was I going to do? I did say, I don't know if you heard it, I don't think halfling's luck applies to initiative rolls. No. Cool. Okay. So I need to roll for initiative as well. That would help. Oh, okay. Right. Check one thing. Oh, okay. Yes. 20 and above.
Yep. 24.
20.
Hang on.
23.
Jesus Christ, hang on. Absol 24.
Yeah. Nat 20 for +4 initiative.
Right.
Special dice.
And then 23.
24 Arachmid.
Hang on, what? Absol 24. Arachmid 24.
No, Arachmid 20.
20.
As in 24 Arachmid.
Right, okay. And then Ragrek, you got
23.
I was afraid of that. Okay. Right. There's going to be a lot of ties on this.
Not for me, there ain't.
Okay, what did you get?
4.
Okay, yours is the easy one to figure out, so that's fine.
That's my 1 plus the 3. Which is why I wanted to know if I could use it.
I'm not surprised you're that low. You headbutt someone's nuts. So you're partially blind.
I didn't realise he was wearing a chastity belt.
Heck. He's got himself a steel codpiece.
Well, he is a fish burger.
Okay.
Give me the tartar sauce.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we're starting off with Absol.
I'm going to go pop up, stand off from where I'm hiding and aim for the guy that bailed on Mike, so the little henchman, with my short bow. I'm going to go use Assassinate because I'm starting. So there's advantage. Is he surprised?
I mean, surprised? Not really. I mean, is this for
critical hit? If he's surprised with Assassinate, the hit turns to a crit.
It's not so much a surprise attack. No, I mean, he's kind of aware that you're all ready for a fight, so he's kind of prepared himself.
Okay. So that's 1d6. That's 10. I would like to go use sneak attack.
What was your to hit roll?
Oh yeah, shit. That was a 16. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, that hits.
So that's 10 on the actual arrow. Sneak attack. So that's 3d6. That's 8, so that's 18 damage.
Okay.
With the short bow.
Cool. So yeah, you managed to peek up above the bar, pop off a shot, catch him in the shoulder joint, and then duck down before he notices you.
Yep, that'll be my yeah.
Okay. So yeah, Ragrek is next.
I'm going to put the first arrow back into the big guy. On 17.
Yes, that will hit.
Okay, this one will be a Colossus Slayer as well because I can. So 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, mate, on the first arrow.
Okay.
How close is the wizardy dude?
He is about 15, 20 feet, roughly.
To the big fat dude that I'm shooting at. Sorry. Should have been more specific.
Yeah, about the same. It's about 15 to 20 feet from where you are to the back wall, roughly.
No. Sorry, what I'm asking, mate, is the big fat dude that I've been shooting at, is the wizard within 5 feet? There we go.
Oh, yes, he is, yeah.
Wicked. So the second arrow, then, I'm going to use thorns on. Oh, hang on, maybe I'm not. 11.
11's enough, yeah.
Wow. Okay. So, dexterity check for the big fat dude and the wizard, then, please, mate.
Okay.
And I'll roll the.
So the big one got a 2, and the wizard-looking one got a 13.
So the big-looking dude just takes another 6, and the wizard. Oh shit! Dice fucking running across the table. Oh, I could have done with that as well. The wizard takes 6 as well.
Okay.
10, but it weren't on the map.
Cool. Yeah, so managed to hit both of them. Anything else?
No, mate, I think that's it.
Okay. So, the guy standing next to the wizard type guy, he is going to retaliate in kind and try and fire an arrow at Ragrek, which will be a 15 to hit.
Oh, wait, one. Oh, AC 15.
Okay.
Damn.
So that will be 5 damage from the arrow.
Okay.
And the wizard himself, he takes the staff that he has and he hits it on the floor a couple of times, and from the top of the staff a glow emanates, and one by one there are 4 red streaks of energy that fire out from it, and each one is going to make its way towards each one of you, so 1 each basically. So we're going to go clockwise from the top. So the first one to hit Ivor is a 20 to hit, but not a natural 20.
That is a hit.
So then that would take us to, let's say, clockwise Absol. That is a 8.
Would you class me as I got covered? You know, it doesn't hit anyway.
Well, are you technically hidden?
Yeah, because you said I ducked down back where I was when I'd done this. Pop the shot and head back down.
Okay, well, we do it with disadvantage. I mean, I got an 8 anyway, so
Yeah,
it's probably going to be a big miss.
Yeah.
Then we go Ragrek, which is a 19 to hit.
Fuck.
And Arachmed is a 5 to hit.
Yes. Yes.
So the 2 streaks of energy that go towards Absol and Arachmed, Absol's ducking behind the bar, so it hits the corner of it, and Arachmed manages to kind of dodge out the way as it comes towards him. Ivor and Ragrek are a little bit too slow, so they will take...
Curse of being small.
13 fire damage from this staff.
Cool. So that is only 7 for me.
Because it's the bear.
Yeah.
13. Fuck me.
Maybe later. I'm a bit full at the minute.
Wait.
So these 2 are going to stay put
Not my
for
time.
now, and it goes to Arachmed next.
Okay, so I'm going to move towards the lower end of the bar as far as I can. So I want to move 30 feet, jump over the bar, and get as far away as I possibly can.
Such a puzzle.
So using the full movement, that would probably put you around here.
Okay. So from here, I'm going to use Quickened, and I'm going to move a level 3, is it? No, level 2 spell of Chromatic Orb. And I'm going to use that as my bonus action on the wizard.
Okay.
For a 22 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And that is... Wait a minute.
You guys are all
What number is
right.
that? 7, and then one more. Okay. 14 plus anything else. 14, and I will use thunder damage for that. 14 thunder damage.
Okay.
So as my action now, I'm going to cast Tidal Wave and pair it with Twinned. So I'm going to twin Tidal Wave all of them.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
So that you just do a dex save, right, for all of them.
Where's it gone? I'm just going to roll 1 dice for all of them. Yeah, they miss.
Okay, so you take the full 8d8. So you can roll it twice if you want, because it's 2 attacks, because that's what we didn't do on the last one.
Yeah, we'll keep it consistent. We'll do the same as we did last time.
All right, okay. So that is fucking hell. 15. 15 plus 12. Oh shit, drop 1. Plus 9 bludgeoning damage, and they are all knocked prone. So 15 plus, what did I say, 12?
Plus, yeah, 15 plus 12 plus 9.
27, 30. Come on. 35, isn't it? 35.
Yeah.
35.
Bludgeoning,
bludgeoning.
did you say? Yeah.
Yeah. And they're all knocked prone.
Okay. So
let me roll my wild magic stuff, see if I get any nat ones. No nat ones. Cool, and that's me done.
Okay. So with that, as this giant tidal wave comes crashing through from somewhere, the guy accompanying the wizard falls flat on his back and is crushed by the pressure of the water and is no longer breathing. Obviously, the wizard is still, he's hanging in there, but he is on his back. And these 2 large monstrosity type things, they do take the damage surprisingly well. And they don't succumb to the water itself, but they do get hit by the water and take a little bit of damage from it. Now, they are going to be on the move. So the one on the left-hand side, as we're looking at the screen, he is actually going to pick up the stool that's next to him, and he's going to try and chuck it across to Ragrek. So he's going to try and hit for pitiful 3. So that stool comes flying over and just goes over your head completely and crashes in splinters across the room. He's going to move a tiny bit but not an awful lot. The other one is going to move closer to Ivor. And he is going to try and hit you twice with these two large fists. One is going to hit for 24.
Fuck's sake.
Oh no.
That is going to do. Get the right dice. It's going to do 5 bludgeoning damage, obviously reduced. So yeah, 3. The other one is going to hit for a 19.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
And obviously this will be halved as well. That will be 10 damage.
Okay.
So 5. Along with that, if you could do a con saving throw for me as well.
Oh, God. I can certainly try. Oh, dirty 20.
Okay. You're all good. So that's
Yay!
fine. And it's your turn now.
Mate, I'd be fucking laying on the floor if I wasn't a barbarian at this point. What a point.
Yeah.
Right, bollocks. Yeah. I rage and I swing twice at this arsehole wizard.
What?
First hit is. I'm not using fucking D&D Beyond. Fuck D&D Beyond. 25 to hit on the first attack.
Yeah.
With a 13 damage. Yeah, rock and roll.
Okay.
And on the second attack, that will be 16 to hit.
Yeah, hits.
Raged. Oh, I didn't add the rage onto the first attack. So that would have been 15 on the first one. 6, 8, 3, 11, rage 13. 13 on the second.
Okay. So this guy takes 2 hits from you. Hurts quite a bit. Even though he's a bit older, doesn't look frail, but he's a bit older. He's taken the hits pretty well. So as he's kind of standing there, clutching on to his body where you've just managed to slash him, he just kind of takes a look at you and says, "Small child, I don't suppose I can perhaps encourage you to come on my business venture with me if you call these fellows off."
Wrong person to go talk to.
Negative, Ghost Rider. A pattern's fault.
I always want to go, let me think about that if I see me the nuts again, but I can't.
Yeah, done.
No!
Very well. Yeah. Anything else? Can you move or?
No, I'm going to stay exactly where I am.
Okay.
Yeah. I bonus of action. I'm good.
Okay. Absol.
I'm gonna go. Stand up, look at the 3 that we've got left, and as an action, I'm gonna go use some drow magic. I'm gonna go cast Fairy Fire. Can you make a dex save for all 3, please?
9 for the meat stuff and 12 for the other one.
So whoever got the 12 passed, whoever got 9 failed. And you'll see What colour should I choose it? Yeah, sorry, I'll go with a blue outline on that person. And that on that person, whoever attacks it gets advantage on that creature.
Okay. That would be the two giant walking meat things. So
yeah, they'll be glowing blue.
Okay. So they've now got like a strange kind of iridescent blue highlighting them, almost like marking them out, making it easier for them to be hit.
Yep.
Okay. Anything else?
I'm gonna go jump over the thing and hide as a cunning action.
Okay. So just on the other side of the bar like that.
Yeah, just kick over and duck.
Okay. Cool. Fine. Ragrek.
So bonus action, Hunter's Mark on the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to fire an arrow at his head with a 20 lots. 25. No, 26, sorry. And a Hail of Thorns again. So can I have a dex check on all three, please, bud? What do I want? I'll do the damage on the wizard first.
So the dex was 18 for the bigger guys and 21 for the smaller guy.
Right, so 8 from the first attack on the wizard.
Mm-hmm.
And what did you say, 21 and 8?
Yeah.
Right, so the 21's only taken half. 10s.
Oh, 21 and 18.
Oh, sorry, my bad. Oh, they both passed. So 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So 6 on the wizard. Fuck me, 17. So yeah, 6 again on one of the meat stacks. And then 9 on one of the meat stacks.
You know it's advantaged on the meat sacks.
Yeah, but it makes no odds.
No, just wanted to remind.
No, it's cool, thank you. There is a method to my madness because this next one is going to be the Slayer shot to the wizard's head. On a natural 20. Fucking get some. Oof, take that full damage to your face. So that... what's that? 20.
Does this wizard have a skeletal face? Oh no, that's his hat. I can see the eyebrows in his tash now.
Yeah. Can't do the
No, he is not bone face.
Yeah.
I was thinking with the purple hood and the staff, you know, just.
That's 26 damage to the wizard, please.
Okay. So as you fire off these shots, one at a time they manage to pierce him. He's not really wearing any armor. Despite the picture there, he's wearing just like a white suit. So as the final one strikes him, it goes dead center through between his eyes. And you can see as it hits him in the center of the face, he kind of goes cross-eyed, almost to kind of look at the arrow to double check it's still there. And he just kind of collapses on the floor in a heap and is no more.
Was it down?
Oh, wow.
That's what I wanted, the Colossus Slayer.
Now, these two things are still going. They seem to have no real conscience, per se. So despite their master falling, they're still there and raring to go.
Marvelous.
I was hoping to kill the wizard, them to bugger off. But that kind of didn't work, did it?
I understand your thinking and logic.
Well, I'm a dwarf. I don't like magic. What can I say? No offense.
Hit magic.
Did you have anything else? Do you want to move? Anything else you wanted to do?
Actually, that's not a bonus action. Bugger. No, cancel that. I'm going to run and stand next to Ivor.
Okay. So, there you go. Cool.
Yeah. And then that's me.
Okay. Arachmed.
Oh shit! Sorry. So I'm going to cast Chaos Bolt at level 2.
Nice.
You hurl an undulating, warbling mass of chaotic energy at one creature in range. What is the range? Oh, 120 feet. Yeah. So to the one on the right, because it's level 2, you get 2d6. So. Well, that was fucking good, wasn't it? To hit is... Oh, man, that sucks. It's only a 2, but I'm going to use Lucky because I have that as a feat. Use one of my luck points to re-roll that to make it a 24 to hit.
Yeah, that hits.
And then that is... let's have a look.
Wait.
6 and a 2. Let's have a look. Poison or cold? Poison or cold? Let's go cold. I'm going to do this. Is going to be cold damage. So 2d6 is cold damage. So you take 8.
Remember, Dan, you
What?
get an advantage on the attacks anyway because of fairy fire.
I've done it now anyway.
No, I'm just trying to remind you. It's
Cheers. I remember.
fairy
next
fire
time.
is all an advantage on all attacks.
So that's only 11. That's 11 cold damage altogether, and I got a 15 for my wild magic thing. And I'm going to move over to the right slightly. Yeah, just the corner, so I get a sort of better angle.
Was it this one?
Yeah, that
you were
one.
in?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Fine. Okay. That's your turn, yeah?
Yeah, that's me done.
Cool. So it's these things next. So the one that chucked the stall previously is going to pick up the next one along and do the same thing and try and hit Arachmed with it. I'll roll with this.
What was that?
My bad.
I'll roll with disadvantage because we'll see you've got cover. Yeah, 8 to hit at the best, so that'll be a miss. So that's fine. And then the one on the right, reposition himself slightly, so he's going to try and hit both Ivor and Ragrek once each. So we'll go Ivor first. 21 to hit.
These things ever want to miss me? I understand I'm only 3.5 foot tall, right?
So that is 5 plus. Okay, so 9 damage to Ivor. And if you can do the con saving throw again.
Oh, yeah, baby. 15.
Okay, you're all good. And Ragrek, more likely a miss. 11.
Yeah, it's a miss.
Okay. So he manages to get a hit off of Ivor, but then as he kind of pivots around to hit you, you manage to kind of tuck and roll a little bit to avoid this giant meat fist, which sounds gross. So you avoid the damage.
Ew.
Yeah, I mean, that's all they're going to do. They're pretty mindless, just got one thing in their mind. So it's going to move on to Ivan next for his turn.
The one that just took a swing at me.
That's this one here on the right, yeah.
Maybe.
Advantage because it's fairy fire.
Oh, so I get advantage.
No metagame.
Yes, because of.
That's interesting. Now with the advantage of hit, but then I rolled a 1. So do I take lucky or do I take the hit? No, I'll take the hit. That's an interesting one, isn't it, for you, DM? If you roll an advantage and you get a successful hit, but the second one on the advantage is a 1, do you try and use lucky? But that will be a 21 to hit anyway.
Yeah, that's a hit.
So the 21 to hit will then do 12 points of slashing damage from the greatsword.
Mm-hmm.
And with another swing. That's right, sweetie! I love my green dice.
Yeah.
Oh! It needs fucking lucky. Doesn't have
He's got his calculator out.
No, just
He's going to go send us a photo on the group chat.
Oh.
that would be 17 points of damage, Mr. DM.
Right.
Oh, awesome. That's nice. I like that.
But no, actually, because it was a D20, I get to roll those D6s twice. 17, 22, 26 points of damage.
Right.
No!
Wow, max damage.
Is it just me or I'm starting to sound like fucking Elmo?
I didn't think of that until you said it.
The funny thing is, you're wearing a red t-shirt.
God's sake. Yeah, you
More
do.
links than you might be my friend.
Fucking Elmo's nails.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's my 2 attacks. I've got no bonuses or anything to use. So yeah, that's me.
Okay. So these things are now they're not slowing down, but they are starting to smell pretty bad. Where you've kind of gradually been chopping and bashing away at them, you can smell this kind of almost like rancid, putrid, like out of date meat smell, like as if it's gone like off completely. So whilst they're still there, you can start to smell this horrible aroma that's coming from them, from where you've kind of created these gashes and these dents in their body.
Oh.
Nice.
And I thought it was the elf.
I
Hey!
was gonna say I thought it was a arachnid, but it's fine.
It could be
No,
me.
I
I'm
said
all the way
it was
over here, my
asking.
friend.
And in all honesty, the smell of this one there is the dwarf.
You're just bitter because I threw you.
Then I fucking get the back foot too, am I?
That was a good throw, my friend. It's a strong arm.
Asshole.
So, yeah, beginning of the next turn. So, Absol, your turn.
Yeah. So I will pop out from where I'm hiding and I'm going to go aim for the one that's been chucking the stools.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go pop my shot with the short bow. with advantage. For a 12 to hit.
12 is just about a hit.
That's 1d6. So that's 7. Should I do sneak attack? Am I allowed to do sneak attack? So
Get up. I've got literally a flow chart for sneak attack damage on here. So,
because I don't know if it's because I think it's DM's transgression if it's occupied by a teammate.
So have you sneak attack this turn? No. Does your weapon have finesse?
Yes, because it's a short bow. It says
yes.
finesse or ranged weapon.
Do you have advantage or disadvantage?
Advantage because of Fey Fire.
Okay. So yes, you get sneak attack damage.
Cool.
This chart is really handy, by the way.
Send it to me, please. And that's 12. 12. So that's 7 damage from the arrow itself, and 12 damage for sneak attack.
Okay. Right.
So that's 19.
Yes. Let's go. Okay. Cool. I'm sending this chart now.
Thank you.
Yes. Anything else?
Probably just go back and duck and reload.
Okay. Cool. So Ragrek is up next.
So I am going to put my hand on Ivor and utter some sweet nothings in his ear and cure wounds.
Ah, thanks.
Take back 9.
Respect.
And then I'm going to smash this meat bag in front of me. Actually, I'm going to recast Hunter's Mark. Then I'm going to smash this fucking meat bag in front of me. We've still got the advantage, haven't we?
Yeah.
I'm going to roll natural 20. I don't believe it. And a fucking natural 1. I'll take the 20. So 4 damage for that one. And the second one is... Can't do any maths. 17.
Okay.
So for the natural 20, that's 4 damage, which is going to be fucking brilliant. Or not. So 11, 12, 18, 19, 20, 25.
Okay.
And then for the second one is another 16. That is me.
So from this barrage of attacks, what you start to see after you've kind of finished off your... I keep trying to avoid saying flurry of blows, but after you've finished off your attacks, you take a step back and you can see that this thing starts to almost like quiver all over. And gradually it starts to fall apart, like its arm drops off, and so does the other one. And then all of a sudden, from the inside, it explodes outwards around you. Yes. So what that does, unfortunately, is yourself and Ivor are going to take, for fuck's sake, 2 poison damage.
1.
Yeah, dwarves have got resistance to
Resistance poison, yeah. So I'll take 1. I'm happy.
Yeah. And this thing just leaves chunks of spoiled meat all across you as it explodes into nothingness.
Boom! That's how we roll.
Then, if that's your turn, that would move us to Arachmed.
I'm gonna bonus hunt on Mark on the other. I know I've already used it. Comes from my last. Ahmed.
I'm going to cast Chromatic Orb. And I'm going to pair that with Twind at level 2. And I'm going
Just sounded like Ivan the Terrible.
I'm going to inflict frost damage. The first one is a 25 to hit.
Yeah.
For 19 frost damage.
Mm-hmm.
The second is a 17 to hit.
That will hit.
Yes. For 25 frost damage
Fucking yes.
on the second chromatic orb.
Okay. Tell us how you do it.
Oh my god, I never get this. So Arachmed summons one chromatic orb and he splits it in his hands. He goes, oh! Flings it, he spins round, flings the other one under his leg, and it spins. The first one hits it in the head, and its head just explodes. The second one hits its body, and you see it got a glow from the inside, and then like rays of light come out, and like frost is like falling around its body to the ground, and then it just explodes in ice chunks all over the bar. This is how you do it, my friends. Game over.
Cool. So with that, as it explodes into chunks of meat from this cold damage, Ivor and Ragnarok, for what it's worth, will take another 8 halved damage.
Shit,
But yeah, it's not going to do anything at all to you guys at this stage, so that's fine. And yeah, so basically now you're standing in this tavern with what was 2 large, like, meat type golems scattered around the tavern, and this old guy who seemed to have some sort of plot about selling off the tavern and selling off a lot of the businesses laying flat in front of you. So Mike walks up to him and kind of kneels down and kind of looks him over, and he kind of shakes his head in just disappointment, basically. And he can see, because he's now laid prone on his back, arms out, jacket kind of open and exposed. He can see like a document on the inside of the pocket of the breast of his jacket. And he takes it out and he has a look. And he says he wasn't kidding. He was going to sell our land to these outsiders, and they were going to bring in. He just kind of looks over, and it's like they were going to bring in all these different kinds of entertainment businesses, like circuses, zoos, and all kinds of weird other stuff. I don't really quite know what that is.
So it sounds like a pretty good idea.
This is not so bad, actually.
Well, yeah, but he was just going to, like, take our lands and sell it on without talking to us about it. Like,
Yes.
just looking over the thing again, it sounds like he was just gonna do this for the money. I mean, who would do such a thing?
Well,
come to mention it.
it does not seem like too much of a bad business venture, if you ask me.
I
But he
think
would have put lots of people out of work, good, hard, honest working people for these outsiders. It doesn't seem right.
let's just say we haven't really saved the town. It's just under new management.
Well, I mean, this guy was like the majority owner of the land. He owned about 70% of the land. The rest of it was owned by other smaller nobles. So I guess if you really wanted to, you could take his share.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, if you took over his share of the ownership of the town, then that would mean you'd get 70% of the profit that the town made from businesses.
Excellent.
So
we would own the town.
that would solve your money problems, right? And I could keep my restaurant, and yeah, everyone's happy.
Yes, this is a good idea, my friend. Iraq
Great.
will rule with an iron fist.
As I'm behind the bar, can I go check the kiosk or the cash machine? There is any.
Why? We own it.
Yeah, you're stealing from yourself.
Yeah.
But exactly,
No,
we
I
own
just
it.
want to go. I just
What
want
is
to go
the
check if
logic
there
in
is
this, my
any
friend?
in. That's why I want to go check.
So
Thief.
we're not allowed to kill people, but you're allowed to rob from us. How does that work?
Yeah.
You don't know if I'm.
I think you need to have a look at your morals, dude.
There is
Think
about
of it.
15 gold behind the bar.
Sneaky elf.
Pop a cork out of. I mean,
I will.
Go on.
I would split. So give Mike 25 to go help him, freshen up his establishment.
Well, there's only 15 behind the bar, so
You get what I
you
mean?
owe him
Split it up.
10.
If we kill Mike, we own both pubs.
I am the majority shareholder anyway, my friend. So I think you'll find I have 74%.
Okay, so we kill Mike and the Ragman.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to share this with my fellow adventurers.
I was literally just going to say, if the three of us kill him off, that's more of a percentage for us. He's been a bit of a dick from the off, anyway.
Well, if you take the 70% that the four of you earn from ownership of the land, and you split that 25% amongst the four of you, if you then take care of Arachmed, that takes care of 25%, which means effectively you will get 33.33333333334% additionally. And that just means that you get more overall. So
My eyes crossed now because my intelligence is -1.
Oh, we could.
if you take his 25% and you add it to your 25%, and then you
More money.
I've stopped. I've ignored you now. I've walked through that back door where the bloody footprints lead, just to see what's in there. Because
it's just like a cold storage locker. So inside, well, actually inside, it's about 20 feet long by 10 feet wide. Lots of meat in a cold storage locker, as well as Johnny's body. So Johnny Presto's body is hidden at the back of the meat locker as well.
Tomorrow specials lying on the floor.
We never even got to meet that guy.
Has Johnny got anything in his pocket?
Why we just
Oh my god!
steal off a dead guy?
Why? We are in the town. Stealing off a dead body.
I'm not stealing. I'm just
trying to make him lighter so we can carry him to his grave.
I was just, I mean, I was going in there just to see if there was a nice bottle of, champagne or something in there to
Feel the bubbly.
and celebrate. But I suppose I could, I suppose I could steal off a dead body while I'm in there.
There's nothing on the body.
Ah,
But I mean, you've got, this tavern alone. Obviously, it's not got an owner anymore. So there's dozens of bottles of alcohol behind the bar. I mean, there's those two things next to the crates are shelves full of wine bottles. So you've got tons of alcohol at your disposal.
it's party time.
I think we should go back to Mike's. That's it.
I believe this is Mike's now.
Well, no, I think we should go to the other bar because he actually had barrels marked rum. Just saying.
Well,
I think it's safe to say that
And the 3X, whatever that was. It's not that I noticed what's written on barrels, of course.
I believe we have one, my friend.
Yeah, I think it's time for a rest. We'll look over the paperwork tomorrow.
I agree.
As a way to wrap this up, let's say that yes, Fishberg is under new management. You basically de facto take it over from the previous owner by killing him. You have basically now, from going from nothing the day before, no income, no money whatsoever, now taken over a small town. So happy ending.
Who was he selling the land off to? Surely we're going to have a wee chat with them.
Yeah.
No story for another time.
Story for another
That's
time.
Yeah, basically.
The next misadventure.
But yeah,
Still one
cut,
loose left.
print.
It could effectively be a part 2 at some point.
Yeah.
Yay!
That's it.
We're rich. Woo!
Win.
Another one shot out of the way with the marvelous misfits. Don't forget to join us on our campaign, our weekly campaign of Dungeons and Dragon Age. And thanks very much for watching.